Welcome to NX Beyond. I am your host, Red, and today I want to talk about the major announcement that was made on Sunday at the Halo World Championships before the last match when 343 dropped the video that would reveal that they're no longer 343. They are now Halo Studios, that they are working on multiple Halo projects, that they have moved from Slipspace and being the studio that's always building and iterating on an engine before they can even start developing a game. Now that'll be a thing of the past because they've decided to move to the universally used Unreal Engine 5, meaning new developers coming into Halo Studios aren't going to have to learn a whole new engine and build things from the ground up. No, they'll be on Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5, an engine that so many Xbox games are using currently. And by Xbox games, I don't just mean the third party ones that are using it across the industry. I mean actually Xbox, Microsoft, like their IP, their games, a lot of them, most of them, maybe like Fable is not using it, and two or three others aren't using it, like Doom. But for the most part, all of them are using it. And that means that they can easily just ask Ninja Theory questions about the engine. They can ask the Collision questions about the engine. And these aren't just two random teams that, oh yeah, they've played with the engine. No, you got one of them who literally helped build the thing, showed us that Matrix demo, all of that. And I'm talking about the Collision. You saw what they doing now with Gears of War E-Day, looks incredible. And then you have, but there's other games like South of Midnight, right? That's Unreal Engine that look stunning, like nothing we've ever seen before. But yeah, what Ninja Theory did with Hellblade 2 is second to none. It's literally the most prettiest thing that we've seen this generation when it comes to photorealism. Like, it's incredibly stunning. And I believe what made it so stunning, a giant part at least, was the motion capture work that they did on that game. They had that new updated, Unreal Engine 5 mocap studio. Now, obviously, Halo Studios, I could say, oh, they could just go across the street, but they're going to have their own because, well, the game that they're making is just a way bigger IP than anything that's happening at Ninja Theory. And again, it's Halo Studios. So I expect a whole lot of awesome updated technology that's going to take support of Unreal Engine 5. And what they showed here with the Foundry is very, very revealing for the future of Halo because they're making it clear from everything, from the articles around this release, this detailed release of what is next with, the former 343, now Halo Studios. They made it clear that this Foundry idea, or everything you're seeing from the mountains, from the flood looking area, all the different textures for the Forerunner technology, all of that stuff is not a beta thing. It's not some testing thing. No, this is an actual place for developers to create things for potentially any kind of Halo game. And they're making multiple right now. And so they're going to be pulling, I believe, things like trees from this, lighting from this techniques, textures like rocks and all that. Everything that you're seeing in here, I think will end up in the game. While they're not showing us a game here, they're making it clear that you're not seeing what will end up in video games potentially. You know what I'm saying? Like this work they're doing isn't just like, oh, just for fun. This is stuff that we never actually going to use in the game. No, this is basically them building their assets, I believe, for the future of Halo games, so that they developers, contractors, come in, they go, oh yeah, we're making this level design, da da da, and it's like, yeah, you're already pulling different, vehicles, trees, and da 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 from the Foundry and bringing them in to the actual game you're doing, whether it's a corridor style Halo game, whether it's an open world style Halo game like Infinite, which was incredible, super fun. Let's be clear, like I like both styles. They could do the intimate ODST style game. I really think that they should consider, because of Game Pass doing, and not only Game Pass, but because how long it takes to make video games, they should consider, having an episodic Halo series like an ODST that's on Game Pass, and they release like quarterly. Like, that's what I mean, like an actual series. So it's not like you're waiting 6 months, a year for DLC for this thing. No, I mean like quarterly. Oh yeah, we're going to do this Spartan mission. And if you played ODST, you know how that ended. Spoilers, everybody pretty much bites the dust. Well, imagine having each one be its own specific series that all ties up to one story at the end of, you know, like it's multiple seasons and then it ends the series with like, a giant story. The last one, maybe, the last Spartan who sees all his fallen Spartans on the way to whatever the mission is, and completes the mission but probably fails to in the end, and bam, that was your season. Then you wait a while and then they do another one, something like that. The Foundry can help with that because you won't have to build up and build. Oh yeah, we're making a new game, so that means we got to make new graphics and make everything look better than previously. Like, games look beautiful, and what I see there, to me, it's like, yeah, they ain't the Halo coming out for the series. Like, we got our Halo. This is clearly for the future. So the multiple Halo games they making, whether it's a Halo Wars, whether it's the next Master Chief story, right? Whether it's a, Halo Kart, like, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that they're making, it's probably going to be released in the 25th anniversary of Halo in 2026, when many of us been expecting new Xbox hardware, the next generation to start for them, which is the perfect time. And yeah, with Gears E-Day, Halo, like all these games that they got, and let's not act like, they don't do FPS boosts, auto HDR and all of that. So who knows what the future of that is for the current game. So things like Fable, things like Doom the Dark Ages, things like South of Midnight and Avowed and Clockwork Revolution, all that stuff is going to be playing even better in that generation. And that's the thing, like, these generations now spill into each other. It's not like it was before where we would see these giant leaps on console. So it's like we taking so long to make these games because every game is trying to push. And it's like, Hellblade looked great, right? But I don't expect Doom to look like Hellblade because Hellblade was what it was. Intimate, small experience is what it was always going to be, just like the first game. But I expect, Halo to look beautiful. So everything seen here, I'm like, yeah, this looks, to me, proper, like what it's supposed to look like, in the next generation. Because I look at Infinite is drop dead gorgeous. So it's like, yeah, while it had its faults of not having a lot of variety in the visual department, from having like snowy areas like this. Obviously, they got the flood area here that looks beautiful. Walls look like they're breathing. Walls look like they got creatures inside of them and all that. Like, yeah, this all blows out Infinite. But I'm not going to pretend like Infinite didn't look insane, because it did. And it played really good. And that's what I want to focus on right now. Because while the Foundry, then they showed all these beautiful different locations and, the graphics, and talked about how, Halo was that game that was one that, always pushed the visual department, that people would have to look like, oh, what they doing over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna get back to that and da. I'm like, yeah, that's all well and good. But I think for Halo to actually work, for Halo to actually succeed, and I said this multiple times after spending over 100 hours with Infinite, and liking what they did with Infinite with the gameplay, the grapple hook. Infinite feels good to play, but Infinite feels like a Halo game. And that's its biggest problem. And Halo fans right now might be like, yeah, I'm tuning out. Listen, I played Call of Duty. I played GoldenEye. I went from GoldenEye to Perfect Dark to Time Splitters. You know what I'm saying? I played Red Faction 1, 2. Like, I played first-person shooting games. I've played Doom games forever. Doom was my first-person shooter, the original, on a damn PC. So understand, like, I've played first-person shooters all the time. Every single EA 007 game, you know what I'm saying? From Nightfire, Agent Under Fire, Everything or Nothing, Russia with Love, Die Another Day, the blue cartridge on or was that Tomorrow Never Dies? That was Tomorrow Never Dies. On 64, you know what I'm saying? Played that. Like, I literally play FPS games. You talk about Geist, Conduit, like, name them. Like, I play them. Medal of Honor, Black on PlayStation 2, like, play these games. So I know first person shooters evolution. All right, so from starting and trying to learn, because I was a Nintendo kid, you know what I'm saying, how to move a character around with a keyboard and mouse. I did that to play Doom, and then I learned analog sticks when I moved on from 64, because I had dual analogs. Like, you had to learn that, like the Nintendo player, really, because, well, yeah, shooters would change, and instead of a C stick, you would move the camera around with an analog stick, which was more intuitive. Things change. I went from Call of Duty 2 to Call of Duty 4. That was a major jump for that IP. Like, if you like Call of Duty 2, there was a possibility you wasn't gonna like Call of Duty 4. In the same way, like there's people who loved classic 3D Zelda and hate open air Zelda now. And be like, oh yeah, that's not real Zelda. Nah, it is real Zelda. You just didn't want to move on with the times. But it did. And they didn't worry about you. So when the Zelda team decided to be, the Zelda team and do whatever the hell they wanted to do in order to move this series forward, respect what came before, but not respect it to the point where it cripples the studio. They went and made something new, and then they pushed the series from being a 3 million seller, because that's what Skyward Sword did. But you could say, oh, 5-6 million seller, really 7 million Ocarina of Time, and then when you throw in different versions of Ocarina of Time, you could maybe scratch like a little bit under 10 mil. Yeah, none of that. Straight up 20 million, 30 million. Tears of the Kingdom comes out 20 million, and is moving towards 30 million. So it's like, understand, they grew their series by doing a lot of new things. People could say, yo, I prefer Galaxy. Dude, Galaxy is literally for years my favorite games of all time. 1 and 2. Favorite games of all time. And I was like, what they did with those games versus Mario 64 is way better. You still have people in the Mario fandom who say, oh, 64 was better. You got someone who be like, I prefer Sunshine. But it's always been 64, Galaxy, 60. Then Odyssey comes out. It plays better than all them shits. It clears all of them. Like, they literally made Mario's hat a platform that you can bring up at any moment. And then jump off that and do, how do I put this? What anyone with actual good taste would consider to be the greatest platforming gameplay based off just that little mechanic ever put into a 3D space, the best platforming gameplay. And then the Mario series will go from selling 10 million to over 20 million. And I know you may be wondering, why are you talking about all these Nintendo IP? And the reason why I'm talking about Nintendo IP, because when you talk about IP, you got to talk about the GOAT. The only console manufacturer who's ever actually had IP. The only ones who's actually built their entire legacy off their IP, who's taken the craziest losses but survive off the back of their IP. So yeah, I'm bringing them up for a very specific reason. Because when you fundamentally change these games, Mario went from 10 to 20. They didn't ask me, who loves all the Mario games and plays all of them, oh, what do you think we should do? Do you like this? Is it okay if we do this? They didn't do that. They just did the thing. They did the thing that we didn't know we wanted. And then we was like, ooh, ah, incredible. And we started to jump up like a bunch of superstars. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. That's what Halo needs to be. It needs to be an IP that isn't afraid to be developed by its developers and thrown out into the world, and let that thing that they created be what it is without the baggage of what came before. And I hope that Halo Studios is just that now. Halo Studios. You guys make Halo. Y'all the mommy and daddy of Halo. All right? So birth a project that is incredible, right? To you. And then just cross your fingers and hope that it's well received by us. I don't want to hear, oh, yeah, but can they make, the game feel like Halo feels in Unreal Engine? I don't want. And I know I'm going to the eyes now, right? And it sounds selfish, but I think the eyes, what I'm talking about, is that Nintendo feel. And it's like, I don't want my 3D Mario to feel like Mario 64. It's 2024. I don't want my Zelda to not have every wall climbable, because we've done that now. And it's 2024. I'm not trying to go backwards. I'm trying to move forward. And by moving forward, that means things got to get left behind. Things got to be upgraded. Going from Call of Duty 2 to Call of Duty 4 was a giant leap. Go play Call of Duty, any of them right now, and then play Black Ops 6 with Omni Movement. If you're playing Call of Duty right now, like I am, and you just went back because, hey, well, the beta's over, got to go back to regular Modern Warfare 3. There's mad good stuff going on, so you playing Call of Duty. But you feel now like, damn, man, I'm missing something. And it's fun because I see in multiplayer people sliding around more, you know what I'm saying, ever since the beta. And I'm like, they trying to get that feel, but you can't get it because there's literally changes made to the gameplay that allows you to move in the 360 space faster than ever. So now Call of Duty already feels old. And I'm like, yo, when y'all going to have that Omni Movement updated into Warzone? Is it day one? I need to know, because I'm not trying to feel this Call of Duty anymore. I want to feel modern day Call of Duty, which is Omni movement. Like they ain't no going back from that. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? So that can be said about Doom. Like I don't want to feel my gun in the center of the screen and me moving all slow and no jump button. And I don't want to do all that. I want to move around like the Slayer that I've been playing with since 2016. You know, that continues to get upgraded. Now I got the old ball and chain. You know what I'm saying? Shields and all that. Like just gets upgraded. Dashing movement and all that to move faster around the world. Like it just feels better than what came before. And yet the Call of Duty audience is open to anything. You know, they're open to anything. Right now, you got so many crazy modes in there. You got humans versus zombies, and it's just a whole. It's a damn fun time. That's all. That's all you got to know. From the different zombie modes in Warzone and Resurgence, there's just so much good stuff going on right now for Halloween. That's better than any other, currently, ongoing games like the Fortnites and everything like that. But Fortnite is another one. Look at the changes that they did to that game. You being able to jump over ledges, hop into windows easily, the 360 movement that they added as they updated Unreal Engine, all that stuff. If you played Fortnite from 2017 today, right, you'll be like, ugh. Even when they did OG, they didn't bring the OG gameplay back. They kept the modern gameplay. Because who wants to go back to that old thing? You know what I mean? So you see in Call of Duty Evolve, the audience is okay with it. Fortnite Evolves, audience okay with it. Zelda Evolves, same thing. You're always going to have those little naysayers. I want the old thing. Yeah, that's cool. Everybody always wants the old thing back. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. I get it. But what I'm getting at is that Halo Studios needs to not worry about what came before. They need to make a brand new Halo game. Oh, yeah, look, there's a Warhog. Oh, yeah, look, there's that gun. Oh, yeah, look, Master Chief. Cool, but it's all new. This is the next thing. This is the game that if you want to jump into Halo, this is the game you jump into it because this is a whole new experience. Halo fans going to have to wrap their heads around it. If you want to stick with Halo, cool. If you don't, move on. And here's the truth. Many have, right? Because I played Halo Infinite for over 100 hours, but then I've just got like tired of it because it's just, I need more than this. Like Halo just needs to be something more than that. And I'm tired of the red versus blue. You got all these different characters in this universe, this giant wide universe. And it's like, let me run around as a hologram when you know you got Cortana-like technology. Let me run around as a Didact, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a character from the series. Let me just be characters. That makes your game better because you can sell more things anyway. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just armor for a damn, basically Master Chief looking character, that you change up with a different suit the whole time. Like, if you made a Metroid multiplayer game, I wouldn't want it to be, oh yeah, it's everybody playing as Samus, but you could get different armor types for Samus. Like, that'd be boring. I want to play as a Federation. I want to play as Space Pirates. I want to play as everything. So in Halo, yeah, let me play as the Arbiter, for crying out loud. Like, let me play as a character that you let me play with as like in the past in multiplayer. How is that asking for too much? Oh no, but that's not what Halo is. And that's the problem right there. Y'all want Halo to be red and blue. That shit ain't funny no more. Red versus blue, yeah, it's cool. Respect to that. It was a time. It was an era. I'm not saying Halo can't be funny and goofy because when I see the trailer to the Halloween stuff coming to Halo Infinite, I say that's Halo. Like, Halo needs to be that. Like, Zelda still needs to be whimsical and goofy. A character like Tingle should still fit in to an epic Zelda story. And Tingle will fit right at home in the Tears of the Kingdom universe. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying Halo needs to lose all its essence, lose having some kind of whimsicalness to it also. Like, no, what I'm saying is Halo as a game, its design, the gameplay needs to change. Like, I don't want to be on a Warhog that needs to bounce around and flip around 1,000 times because that's what it used to do in 2001. Like, nah, I want it to feel weighty, real. Like, yeah, do I want it to have physics? Yeah, and I want it to be more modernized physics. Same thing with the characters and the jumping and the moving around. Yeah, I want to feel like I'm a character in this epic suit, but make that feel new, like a new thing. Like, yeah, this is what Halo feels like now. And I truly feel like that's what they need to do in order for Halo to win. I don't think Halo will ever succeed if you just try to appease those fans. Like, and it's like, look, Halo Infinite is that. Halo Infinite is fire. If you like Halo, you have no excuse right now. Halo Infinite is a genuinely fun experience, especially the multiplayer. Like, there's a lot in there now. The single player, it should have had it at launch. And hopefully when they launch these Halo games now, they do have co-op at launch for the single player, but it has co-op now, Halo Infinite. It's a beautiful game visually. Again, I gotta reiterate that again because I don't want to sit here and act like me sitting here talking about this Foundry stuff and how beautiful it is. Like if Halo didn't look beautiful recently, and even Halo 5. But here's the thing: bringing up Halo 5, I love jumping, above an enemy in Halo 5 and then having something that I can do there. Not just land goofy like it's, 2001. It's not. I could literally do this superhero ground pound, move that smash the grounds and radius around you, everything is getting damaged. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was cool to have. And I like the grapple hook in Infinite. Like, things like that made the games feel newer. But I mean, they got to get down to the nitty gritty of it. The walking, the running, the movement, all of it. All of that, they need to throw it out and make something new. Make something that is Halo of the modern age. This is Halo Studios Halo. And people can say, oh my God, this is another 343 situation. They ain't giving us what I want. I want Halo 1. Somebody else, I want Halo 2. Somebody else, I want Halo 3. Somebody, I love what they did with Infinite. And now you sitting there with a group of people who were never going to like this thing anyway. Because if you would have made it feel like Halo 1, the one who hates Halo 1 but likes 2, or the one who likes 3 but didn't like 2 and 1's gameplay, but then the one who likes Infinite, they still ain't pleased. You know what I'm saying? So you got to trust in yourself as Halo Studios to know what's best for Halo and make a game that y'all proud of, that y'all play. Every time y'all come into the office, y'all like, yeah, I want to play this. I don't want to play Call of Duty. I don't want to play Fortnite. I want to play this because of what we've done here, how this feels. This feels so much fun to play that I want this experience over and over and over again. That's just the truth. Look, Infinite plays great, and still, a lot of gamers is like, yeah, I still play, Fortnite more than that, or Call of Duty more than that. The numbers don't lie. In Call of Duty and Fortnite, the one thing they're not guilty of is being stale. The only ones who think Call of Duty is some stale thing that they just drop every year is people who don't play it. Because the amount of fun that Call of Duty has had, just in the releases this generation, is, more than anything before. Especially Modern Warfare 3. Like, they just gave you free maps. You know what I'm saying? Like, a whole bunch of weapons. Warzone is crazy and just builds and builds on it more. We got the announcement of the OG, map is coming back next year for Warzone. And then you got all this new gameplay coming into Warzone through the latest Call of Duty. And then all the stuff, like I said, they're doing right now in Call of Duty. It's just, they're having fun as a developer. They ain't following these rules of what it needs to be, what it got to be. For crying out loud, they took shipment. They put it on top of this brain-like fixture. They put a steering wheel on that map. They put that map above the giant resurgent map. So you could, when you die and you respawn, you can land up there. You could take control of it. You could bring it down closer to the surface, higher on the map. And then there's intimate fights happening up there, while there's a whole other game going on the surface. Like, just things like that sound crazy. It's like, wait, what? A floating brain? What are you talking about? And it's like, yeah, that's Call of Duty. Like, that's what it is. Like, it's just an experience that isn't trying to stay attached to what came before. No, it's about moving forward. And Halo, the biggest thing that it's negative, it's that audience that won't let it change. See, what I love about being a Nintendo fan is that we did get a Wind Waker. And yeah, people cried about it. And then people learn to get over it. You're never going to know what's coming with Zelda. You're never going to be the decider of what Zelda's going to look like. Oh, we want realistic Zelda, Twilight Princess style Zelda, the Wii U demo looking thing. Yeah, Nintendo's like, we ain't going to do that because that's not what we want to make. We want to make this. And you can say they're wrong, but the numbers didn't lie. The reviews didn't lie. You know what I'm saying? Players' impressions didn't lie. We all love the damn things. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, like, and they switched it up. Look at what they're doing right now with Zelda, top-down Zelda. Like, Zelda starring Zelda, and her gameplay is completely different. Does it have the old school gameplay in it? Yeah, but even that, it's moving in the 3D space. You got a jump button and all that, things that you just didn't have in 2D Zelda before. It just feels way better. Way better. Like, even thinking about going back to old 2D top-down Zelda games is like, Do I got to talk about Metroid Dread versus Super versus any Metroids that came before? Like, Metroid Dread feels fantastic. But then there's some hardcore Metroid fans who'll be like, oh, no, Super Metroid, I don't care. Metroid Dread is better than Super Metroid. Plays better than Super Metroid. Looks better than Super Metroid. Feels better in aesthetic and everything. It blows out Super Metroid to me. And yes, I love Super Metroid. And I love Metroid. But Dread, everything that they did, if they were to remake Super Metroid, I would want it to feel like Dread, but have, obviously the sound and the music and the areas from Super Metroid. That's it. Make the game designed for the gameplay of Dread, a remake. That's what I want. I don't want you to remake that old thing, no ledge grabbing or none of that. Like, I don't want that old whack ass gameplay. Oh, it's not bad. It's bad, bro. It's 2024. I don't want to play that. Period. There's a reason why this media moves forward. It gets better and better and better and better. And then they make games feel obsolete, old, ancient, and Metroid did that. And all the guys will be like, oh, yeah, but that's not my Metroid. Cool. How much did Metroid Dread sell again? The most of any entry in the series. So all that does not my Metroid, it didn't matter. Sales went up. So the next Metroid game is more than likely going to have its sales go up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's fans now who are there for this experience. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing. And I bring up Nintendo because Nintendo does this with all their IP. They make the games that they want to make. They find fun things. And then they go, all right, let's release that into the world. And then and it's not only with new IP, they do it with their most loved IP. You know the swings that Nintendo has taken with the IP, most studios would never do, because before it even gets to the point of even being designed, once you even say the idea, they're going to be like, that's not what this is. You're crazy, you're out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we don't got a Halo kart or a Metroid-like Halo game, like, you know what I'm saying, or a Contra-like Gears of War game. You know what I'm saying? Like, these is games that will be fire for these IP. Smaller things, you could tell stories, and it's like, oh yeah, that feels like Contra, but it's two characters from Gears of War fighting locusts in the 2D space. That's a 10 out of 10 game idea right there. Why hasn't that happened? These series are damn near 20 years old already. Gears of War. Halo, past 20. You know what I'm saying? But what happened with Forza? Forza was that realistic racing game. And then it was like, yeah, we're going to do this now. Horizon. Open world, do whatever you want, play with whoever you want, and race however you want, different race types. You know what I'm saying? Just a sandbox of fun. And then that went on to become the standard for Playground. Like, that's the one. That's the one that comes out and sells. Literally sells before it's available on Game Pass. 20 million units. You know what I'm saying? Like, gets mentioned by the Turtles in the movie. Like, this is an IP that completely threw out all the rules of what it's supposed to be and became bigger by being what it wasn't supposed to be. That's just another sign. Like, they've done it already. They've done it already. And it's like, y'all don't see that? Like, Forza Playground games literally did what Nintendo tends to do with their IP. And it's like, yeah, we have this thing. And that's what's known. But let's try this because we think this will be very, very fun. And it was fun. More fun than the mainline thing. Like, look at Mario Kart, bro. It went from karts to, goddamn Marty McFly style vehicles gliding through the air, listen, that's just wild already. If you would have told somebody in the future, yeah, you're gonna have these wheels that just, they just tuck in and then you just start hoverboarding and being upside down on walls and stuff, like, what? That's crazy. And then there's gonna be a glider so you can fly through the air. Oh, cool. And then you're gonna be able to go underwater too. Like, they added stuff. And then the gameplay feel, Mario Kart don't feel like Mario Kart on Super Nintendo. But people want Halo to feel like Halo on what in Xbox history is their goddamn NES. You want Halo to stay like NES. Imagine if Mario Wonder came out and felt like Mario on NES. That came with Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers. You die, Luigi go. Luigi die, Mario go. Are you serious? You want Mario to feel like that still? And it's not that gameplay is bad. For crying out loud, Mario in the 3D game went through a pipe. We didn't know we want this, but when he came out, he was literally that gameplay. It felt a little bit more updated and smoother, obviously, because that gameplay is old. Don't nobody want to play that. So then you get the old legacy in there somewhere, sprinkled in there. Like, if you want to have a mode online in Halo that plays like the old Halo, make that a mode. Like, make that Halo Classic and throw that shit in the corner. So the 14 people want to play that can play that. And then make the new Halo over here. Like, Halo 5 had the cool, quick time kill events, like when you sneak up on the character, what Call of Duty has. Call of Duty monetized that. Like, you get Daryl Dixon right now, who's available in Call of Duty. You're going to get a different, you know what I'm saying? Kill from before. Rhea Ripley got the damn, Riptide, and Cody got the chair shot, and, other characters got dogs that pop out, and there's little characters and all like that. I've seen crazy stuff in Call of Duty, and they sell those things with different characters. Halo could have been doing that too. They already had the mechanic in 5, and they removed it. The dodging around and all that, which Doom did and won plenty of awards for, they removed that. Like the Master Chief was moving fire in Halo 5. Like Halo 5 Guardians was underrated. And I always said why I think that was, who you played as, you know what I'm saying? And look, gamers done show their ass who they are. You got gamers out here now don't want to play games as women. So my theory, I don't think is one that doesn't have merit. Let's just say that. But anyway, I don't want to talk about lame gamers. Like my whole thing is Halo needs the room to become Halo of the future, and not Halo that needs to keep one foot in the past to pander to the audience. No, you need to build a whole new audience. That's it. You done made Halo Master Chief Collection. If they want to play old Halo, it's right there, and it's all there with way more content. You have no excuse if you're a Halo fan. I want the old feel back. It's right there. Active right now. It's right there. It's in Game Pass. It's goddamn sold for dirt cheap all the time. You can get everything. Halo Reach. You know what I'm saying? Everything in there. Everything is in there. ODST, you could get everything. And then you got Halo 5 right there, and then you got Halo Infinite right there. Then let that be the end of the old Halo. And let this Halo Studios be the beginning of the future of Halo. A Halo that everybody can jump into. And that's why I feel like everything you saw in this Foundry thing should lead to a remake of Halo 1. And that Halo 1 remake should be a complete taste of what Halo is going to play like now. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, not a complete taste, but a nice flavor of what it's going to be. This needs to be more than a Metroid remake. This needs to be like a Resident Evil style, what Capcom is doing with those. Like this is, look how this play. Yeah, it's that old game, but it plays new. That's what they need to do with Halo. Because I 100% believe when I see the next trailer of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, they're going to show what's the Beyond gameplay from Metroid Prime. Like, I don't expect Samus to not have new abilities, new mechanics, new ideas thrown in there. I expect that. If it doesn't have that, I would be disappointed. What do we wait all these years for? Damn near 20 years for this game. What do we wait 20 years for? To just get the same thing again? Like, who wants that? We want Metroid Prime 4. For that, if you want the same thing again, go play Metroid Prime Remastered. You know what I'm saying? It's not about hating on the past. It's about embracing the future, bro. Like, people be really, really, really trapped by nostalgia, you know, and not wanting things to change. And I'm glad that a company like Nintendo exists to show that, yeah, you can take chances with your IP. Even the most biggest IP Nintendo will actually not play it safe with and do things that they don't know if the audience is going to respond to Cappy in Mario Odyssey, right? They don't know if they're going to respond, you know, how they're going to respond to the changing of how you collect your stars. Well, now they're moons. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how they're going to respond to these open sandboxes. But the response, it showed. Review-wise, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking from players. We loved it. And the sales proved that, yeah, it was more love than what they did before. So, again, you have to do that. If you're going to sit there and start making Halo with the idea of what came before the baggage, I already think you're destined to fail. And that's just me. That's just me. I believe that if they make a Halo game that plays like Halo, it's just going to be Halo Infinite again. People are going to play it. Then they're going to go back to Fortnite. And they're going to go back to Call of Duty, which is going to be making new strides by the year the next Halo game comes out on Omni Movement. There's going to be a Fortnite, new things, you know, that change up the gameplay to that. So people are going to be wanting to spend time with that. Halo needs to be able to do that. If you're going to be an ongoing service game, let's say one of the things that they're making is a battle royale, you think it's going to be ongoing. You're going to have to be able to change the gameplay. You're going to have to change it from just Spartan so that there's other things and other IP that can participate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not just like, oh yeah, put Samus in it, put the Slayer in it, like because they're armored characters. Nah, everybody's not going to be armored. It's an alien world. Have fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying even go back to M. But goddamn, make it feel teen. I want to see a lot of green, blue, purple, blood splattering everywhere, and even some red. Why not? You know what I'm saying? If you gun down some, you know, goddamn regular, standard, schmegular, you know, Halo Universe soldiers, like, then it is what it is. But yeah, I think Halo needs that to reinvigorate the IP. It needs to be something that is new. Yeah, if Halo fans are like, what the hell is this? I think you're in a good place. And I know the normal thing would be like, what? So them not being happy is the good place? Yes. Because the idea is literally screw them. It's not that you don't want them. It's just that you're not making something for them to feel the way they felt when they were playing Halo with 15 Xbox attached together in their college dorm. Like, yeah, That's nice. That was back in the day. There's a lot of things that you like from back in the day that you ain't never gonna get back. I like the world before everybody had a phone and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But am I gonna get that back? Nah. I'm not gonna sit there yelling at the clouds about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna accept that this is life now. It's real goofy. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what it was before. If you weren't there, I'm sad that you didn't get to see the world before this shit because it was very different. You might think, nah, man, it wasn't. No, it was. It was like literally like a dystopian future it would be to you today, the person who grew up with a phone in your hand. Just saying. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. Halo needs to be able to be whatever Halo Studios wants it to be. There needs to be a leader at Halo Studios like, yeah, this is what we doing. And this is how we gonna do it. And hopefully this all turns out fun and will, you know, push and pull things as we need. You know, oh, this is good. Cool. Push more of that. Oh, this right here ain't really working. Pull that, pull that. You know what I'm saying? So that when y'all all having fun, and then what you do is you invite dudes from Bethesda, the Doom team, yo, let come through. We gonna show y'all some shit. We know what we gonna see is Halo Studios. It's in the goddamn name. So yeah, we gonna play for like 5 hours today. We're gonna have food, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna play. We're gonna have people from Perfect Dark team, people from Indiana Jones team, people from all over Microsoft. Come play this shit. What y'all think? And take their feedback first. Now I know people might say, oh man, a lot of those developers aren't even gamers. They just make games, but they don't play them. Whatever, bro. Do that first. People who actually game, like, yo, come play the new, y'all want to play the new Halo? Here's an invitation. Y'all could come. Because y'all Microsoft, y'all brethren. So then they come, they play the game, right? Everybody under NDA, ain't nobody gonna say shit. And, oh yeah, nah, this is it. This is fun. You got goddamn Hugo Martin going, yo, y'all did it. That's a good feeling. You having the director of Doom telling you, y'all did it. Todd Howard, like, bro, this is it. This is it. They probably gonna be, you know, mad when they see it, but yeah, when they play it, oh yeah, they're gonna be all for it. This is great, you know, and that's what I think Halo needs. Like, it needs to have courage to be its own thing and not be stuck in the past. You know, I want Halo to feel like Halo in the sense of I see Master Chief, I see goddamn a Cortana, you know, the Arbiter here, like all this different stuff. Like, yeah, cool. Forerunner technology, the story, or Shine Spark, you know, 343. Like, yeah, sure. Have all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have all this stuff in the game from Halo. But that doesn't mean that it should be, oh yeah, that it should play like a 2001 game. Like, that's basically what I'm trying to say. So when we speak of multiple games, just to be clear, I think you need something battle royale you like. You got all the vehicles, all the makings for a great battle royale. My whole thing is with Halo is like you got to make the weapons feel strong, feel special. And this is not only exclusive to Halo. I've got these arguments also for Gears of War. Like Gears of War, oh yeah, wall bouncing, shotgun, blah blah. Like, nah, they got to make the weapons feel right. Oh yeah, but that's not what Gears of War is. How many people playing Gears of War? You keep wanting to focus on what Gears of War is, you're going to have that same small audience. Oh, yeah, but, you know, I want them 2006 vibes. Cool. It's not enough that we giving you, look, Santiago alive again. Like, Marcus is young again. Look, the world is looking dark. E-Day. Cool, but new gameplay got to come with game. Like, it's nothing worse than when you got a lantern, you and the dude straight running at you through your lantern bullets, and then blah, with a shotgun. Like, that's corny. You basically saying this weapon don't mean shit. Don't even bother using it. And then people be like, oh yeah, get good. It's like, no, listen. The average person makes these complaints all the time. I play Gears of War a ton. You know what I'm saying? From the original all the way to the last one. You know, and I'm one of the ones who believe 5 is literally the best. And still one of the best looking games out there. Unreal Engine, beautiful. But yeah, Gears, I think, needs to change that. All that I just mentioned about how their weapons work. And I get Spartans got armor. So you got to break the shield over the armor. Then you can, you know, break I get that. But sponge enemies is whack as hell. Like, listen, Fortnite has a green bar and then you got a blue bar. And still, it don't feel like it take as long to take somebody out in that game like it does in the Halo game. A lot of the times. And granted, you could get a sniper. But why should it be one hit for you because you got a sniper? But this guy, it takes longer because he got an assault rifle or a handgun. And sometimes handguns be better than assault rifles. It's just like, oh yeah, it depends when you hit him. And that, like, bro, I'm just saying that gameplay clearly isn't working for the general audience anymore. So while you may think, oh yeah, I'm wrong for saying this about Halo, I'm not. I've played all the games. Literally played all the games. And some of them I've played multiple times. And yeah, I'm telling you, it just needs to be something new, something different in order to capture the audience. That's just my take. You know what I'm saying? And I look at, well, again, the king of IP in this medium from the beginning. You know, and that's Nintendo. And what do? They evolve their IP the most. And when they don't have ideas to evolve their IP and they're not selling, they'll just stop. And that's why we haven't gotten a new Star Fox or a new F-Zero, because they need the proper idea in order to release this thing. And I always said F-Zero, the proper idea was a Battle Royale game, right? Because, I mean, you was always taking people out in F-Zero games. So I thought Battle Royale would work. Then they did that on a smaller scale. But I think if they would have did what they did with F-Zero 99 and all that on, you know, let's say, you know, updated version of the GX engine, yeah, it would have been a way bigger deal. Because I think that gameplay does work, you know, and yeah, that game proved it. But again, you saw it pop up when they had a new idea for it. And it's funny that the idea they had is the idea I've been talking about on this very podcast for years. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, man. Like, to see look, it's not cool to not see an IP, but it's cool to know that you're dealing with a developer who is like, yeah, we don't want to just make something if it's not going to be special. Like, yeah, we've made multiple entries in the IP. It didn't work multiple times. We're going to put it on ice for a while. And that don't mean that you're never going to see another Excite game, another Punch-Out game, another, you know, Star Fox or F-Zero game or Earthbound game. You will one day. It's going to take time. Look how long it took us to get another, you know, Metroid game. Either one, 2D or first-person adventure style. It took a minute. A long time. It took a long time for us to get a 2D Mario game, just because they didn't have, you know, what they felt was up to par ideas before we would get the New Super Mario Brothers series. And then it would be 11 years from the last Mario game, New Super Mario Brothers U, till we got Wonder. And Wonder was completely different. You know, it had so many ideas thrown in there. Gameplay was different. We even got a brand new Mario in that game. You know what I'm saying? Voice actor. So there was a lot different there. And that's what Halo needs to do. To take all this time to just come back with a brand new name and then be like, we're going to do the same thing that goddamn 343 did. We're going to just try again, and we're going to try to capture that old feel. Okay, that's cool, but you're going to capture the same results of that old studio, and it's probably not going to work. If you ask me, that's what I feel. But I want Halo to work because I love playing Halo. And even playing through this opening of Halo Infinite again, I'm like, man, this game is beautiful. And man, I forgot how good, you know, this actual single player was, the opening of it, because I played it, you know, back in 2020 when it came out. And yeah, loved it. And playing it again, I'm like, yeah, I still love this game. This game was awesome the way they did it, the way it opened up the world to you. And yeah, I just really enjoyed everything about this. I love Master Chief's character model in this game way more than the older ones. It's just a beautiful game all around and super entertaining. The story was cool. I wish they would actually finish the story. You know, that's another thing. But yeah, man, I'm excited for the future Halo. I'm excited for the possibilities of them making an ODST style game, you know, smaller games that aren't even multiplayer based. This is just a Spartan story we're going to tell here. You know, this group of Spartans, it's a co-op multiplayer game. That's it. It's not you know, versus. That's in the Master Chief mainline Halo series. But then we're doing these smaller side projects. You know, they can even sell those for cheaper. Obviously, they'll be in Game Pass. Like, that'll be such a cool way to, you know, monetize Halo. And then also playing in different genres, man. It's okay to make a 2D game. It really is. People could say, oh, look, Halo now is copying off Samus. That's okay. Halo's always been a copy of Samus. There's nothing new. She's a girl, he's a boy. But, yo, it's, you know, it's nothing new. And it's never been something where it kept me away. Look, I love Metroid. It's one of my favorite series on the planet. And I love Halo 2. It's not oh my God. And then I love Doom. Literally love Doom. Like, I don't care. These are all my goddamn superheroes of gaming, man. Like, you think I'm hating on one of them? No, I want them all to win. I want them all to be great. And it's great to see Samus be on point and the upward trajectory based off of last game. You know what I'm saying? It's great to see Doom do what it do and be so loved in this industry. It's always been a loved IP, but I feel like I love the fact that all these years later, you know, pushing 40 years, like, Doom is still doing this thing, and still loved just as much today as it was back then by even a new crop of players today, which is incredible. And they release the old stuff and give you new ways to play Doom 1 and 2 and all of that, but they push the mainline series forward. So I just want that for Halo. I want Halo to be something that the team could be proud of, and I want it to be an IP that Microsoft understands that they can leverage. Like, y'all did Halo Wars and stuff like that. Like, maybe y'all could do that. And with this engine, oh my God, it will look beautiful. But yeah, y'all could do stuff like Halo Wars. Y'all could do different stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, in Halo 4, the Didac fell, and then supposedly they killed him off in the book. And I'm like, I've always wanted to see what was going to happen, because that character was mad cool, especially when he was making everything like pulsate, and it was just like the orange light hitting you, and you was going like getting closer to him. It was mad epic, and they didn't even finish that. So it's like, it'd be cool if they just told the story of a different group of Spartans who go and they handled him. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like what if when he fell, like he was still alive and try to like regroup, but then some Spartans who were down there, like they found him and they kept the fight going to him. I don't know, like do just something like finish that story. They could do intimate little different things like that, and it would be a nice way to always keep the Halo IP, alive and alive and alive with different things before you get to the next Master Chief story. Like that's a cool thing to do. At the end of the day, before you get to the next 3D Mario, you get 2D Marios, you get Mario parties, you get Smash Brothers games, you get Mario Kart games, you get multiple style RPG Mario games, you get Mario Donkey Kong games. Like, there's so many things that they do. And Master Chief is supposed to be the face of Xbox, but the reason why he never feels like the face is because they never had the balls to do like things full steam ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, y'all did, Halo Wars, but I remember when they had the Halo on DS and then that got canceled. I remember when they had that whole Lego-looking Halo thing. You know what I'm saying? And that looked awesome, and that got canceled. Those things should have existed, especially now with Microsoft being the console manufacturer, who's now a super giant publisher developing games across everything, PCs, Nintendo consoles with Ori's and stuff like that. Goddamn, million seller Sea of Thieves on PlayStation, Call of Duty being their number one game on PlayStation. Like, they doing their thing. Indiana Jones going over there, Doom going over there. Like, they doing a lot. I expect those games to be on Nintendo's console too, all those ones that they treating as, multiplayer games. I don't know if that's going to be the case for Halo. I don't really care. I don't care to speculate, they're moving on Unreal Engine 5. That's because it's the more universal engine, but mainly so that they could put the game on and everything else. Oh, well, more people to play with online. Cool. Bigger series, more growth. Like, look, I get it. Console wars. I understand that. I ain't playing all that bullshit. I don't care. Like, my whole thing is for what's best for the series. And if it going multiply, and it's like, yeah, we're going to make this one Halo thing, right? Like, let's say the Battle Royale, you multiply. Like, you're not going to get the Master Chief story mode campaign. You're not going to get these smaller ODS. These are Game Pass, Xbox exclusive. So wherever Game Pass is, that's where you could play these different little Halo stories with these other characters. But the Battle Royale, yeah, that's everywhere. That's on Nintendo. That's on PC. That's on PlayStation. That's on goddamn Luna. That's Amazon shit. That's on Netflix games. It's everywhere. Literally everywhere. You could play the Battle Royale mode, free to play, whatever. Yeah, like, you just gotta be, look, if they're gonna do that, you just gotta be comfortable with the IP and say, yeah, let's try these other genres. It's okay to make an RPG Gears of War game. It's okay to say, yeah, the next South of Midnight game is gonna be a full-blown RTS game. It's not the sequel, but it's a spinoff in that universe. You grow the universe. Oh yeah, the next Fable game, you know what I'm saying, is gonna be a kart race, and people are like, what? And it's like Fable. It's a goofy, whimsical world. It's gonna be this fairy tale kart game, like Quidditch, basically, in Harry Potter. So then it's like, yeah, it's this spin-off Fable thing coming out. And then when you hear racing game, immediately your brain is gonna go, oh, that's right, that's Playground Games. This is their chance to do a Mario Kart style thing. Hell yeah, and you're gonna be excited. Like, nobody's not gonna be excited for that. Like, people are gonna be like, you know what? I didn't know I want that, but hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they could have fun, they could do whatever they want. Like, you need to have fun with your IP, you need to play. I've said this 1,000 times. It's a damn shame that we never got a Castlevania style God of War game. Like that should be a thing. But yet it isn't. Why? I don't know. But this is the world we live in, man, where they be scared, man, to use their IP and do cool stuff with it. Like, oh, but what if we miss? You go back to what you've been doing. This is a side thing. This shouldn't be a $300 million project. You're making a 2D side scroller, bro. Get a dope ass indie developer who made a great game. But like, yo, y'all want to work with us? Get a super big payday and work on this IP? Like, wait, y'all want us to make a 2D God of War? Yeah, why not? Like, that was, you know how awesome that was for Mercury Steam to go from Castlevania and people be like, yeah, it was alright. And then them do Metroid and people be like, yo, they understand Metroid. Like, that was awesome to see. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see Microsoft do that with their IP, but I've said this for years. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Halo Studios, man. I want to see them have fun with the IP. I want to see them treat the IP like it's theirs and not the audience's, because, you know, the Nintendo theory of the audience don't know what they want. You got to give them what they didn't know they want. You know what I'm saying? I am from the school of that. I believe in that a lot, and they should too, because, well, the proof is in the pudding. Look at Nintendo's IP, and then, I mean, look at everyone else's. Like, yeah, Xbox now has the IP where you can put face to face with Nintendo, and it'd be like, yeah, they can actually go toe to toe. You could put a Call of Duty, you could put a Warcraft, you could put a Forza. You know what I'm saying? You could put, like, they got so many different IP now that are giant. You know what I mean? That are played all over the world. Things like Overwatch and stuff like that. A lot, right? Halos and your Gears, and so it's like, yeah, it took y'all years to get there. You know, and now that you're there, you got all these IP, have fun. That's the most important thing, is to have fun with the IP and not be afraid to do different things, you know? It's like the Splatoon team literally was going to try to lean on the Mario IP because they thought that'd be safe. And Nintendo was like, you know what? We got enough. Y'all don't even need to do that. Make that a new IP. Make that a new thing. You know what I'm saying? Turn those little bunny rabbits. And they turned Yoshi. I think it was Yoshi's running around. They turned Yoshi's, you know, going in ink and stuff into goddamn bunny rabbits, and then eventually they became squids. Like, you know, it's like they was just having fun, man, and they figured it out. And it's like, yeah, I feel like that's where Halo Studios need to be. Halo Studios should feel like Halo Studios instantly. Like, next year they should announce their first thing, and it should be something small. Like, yeah, this Halo thing is coming out from Halo Studios, and it should be something that be like, oh, that's what they're doing. That's weird. Yeah, you know, they are working on the main Halo game, but this is something else. And then it's like, oh yeah, another thing gets announced the next year, and it's like, oh yeah, this other thing is coming out. Oh yeah, it's like an ODST stuff. Oh, that's cool. Yo, where Master Chief at? We working on it. It's happening. Like, be straight up front about it. Yes, we're making the next Halo entry with Master Chief, but just have stuff dropping before that. And say, oh no, we still working on that. We still working on that real Halo. And it's like, yo, that's crazy that we're Halo Studios, bro. We do a lot in Halo Studios. There's multiple branches working on different things, not just everybody working on the next mainline Halo game. So then all those games are feeding new ideas into the foundry, new textures and elements and things that the other games could use. And be like, oh, that's that. Let's say somebody said, yeah, we want to make a game and we want to walk through the area from that game, but it's going to be like, you know, damn years later. So it's going to be like the remains of the fight that you had. It was all beautiful and built up, let's say the city, and that was all destroyed and everything, and you're going through it again. How you do that? Oh yeah, we took the same city and then we just, you know, broke it down a bit, threw the rubble all over it, but it's the same assets for the most part. And then yeah, that's a whole damn section of a game, of a brand new game. Like, things like that I think will be helpful, you know? Like, even making a RTS game, I would assume you could take these trees and just shrink them shits down and be like, yeah, zoom the camera, and it's like, yeah, that beautiful waterfall you see in this trailer and all that stuff. Like, yeah, that's in the RTS game right there in the background while you're having this, you know, staticky fight. You know, things are moving, but it's kind of static. You're on the one single screen, and there's a bunch of little enemies there. Like, all of this stuff that they're doing right now, I hope that they take it and literally run with it across multiple genres and fun and creative ideas. That's it. That's my thoughts on Halo Studios. I want Halo to win drastically. I want Halo to be a staple in the industry. The same way I want Metroid to win and be a staple in the industry where we don't got to worry about, oh, but is this one going to sell? And da da da. Like, I want Halo to be a game that it's like, yeah, I go from Fortnite to Call of Duty to Halo. Like, Halo is in the conversation. It gotta be. Right now for me, it's literally Forza Horizon 5, Fortnite, and Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that I stick to. And I know a lot of gamers, those are the ones that they play too. You know, but yeah, Halo could easily be in that conversation. You know, there's other games for gamers. Some people is like, yeah, I don't do the Call of Duty. I do Fortnite, Apex Legends. Some be like, yeah, I don't do Fortnite. I do Call of Duty, Apex Legends, or PUBG. You know, so yeah, like you just gotta get in there. You gotta fit yourself in, slide yourself in, and be undeniable in that space. And I truly believe Halo could do that. It has all the makings to do that. They just need to make a game that resonates with modern players and not just try to satisfy their old ass fan base. Shout out to the old ass fan base. You know what I'm saying? I put myself as part of y'all too. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't just about us. It got to be about the youth. You know, at some point you got to realize, yo, listen, man, like we can't be making these games for the old heads. Like at the end of the day, them dudes probably gonna be too tired to play anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, let's focus on the youth. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I'm excited for the future of Halo. I thought everything that they showed was great. Let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace. And I should mention, to hear alternate version of this same topic, yeah, you could join the Patreon, where I was a lot more colorful. And yeah, and I went in different directions in that one. But yeah, this was basically like a remix of what I did on the podcast on Monday, you know, the day after the news came out. And I just wanted to talk about it again, you know, with a few more thoughts right here. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.